Most beginners think that color grading is just about making your footage look nice. But there is one secret that is critical and is often overlooked. Today I'm going to show you the 3 most important color grading secrets that beginners are missing, which are critical to getting right color every single time. In this guide, I'll show you the power of color management, the secrets to accurate color decisions, and the one workflow hack that will save you time.
So here we have 17 different clips across the 10 different cameras. Some are like duplicates and stuff. So let's go to our color page using Shift 6 or pressing the color page down here. If you click on the cog down here, you will see color management here. So we're going to put our color management on DaVinci Resolve YRGB here, DaVinci YRGB, and DaVinci Wide Gamma Intermediate. What this simply does is try to tell your camera like, okay, everything all the different cameras have recorded, we are coming to a unified space where we can all work similarly. So you know that whatever you do here and whatever you do there, they are going to act fairly consistently. There are other color spaces which include AC, CC, and CCT, which we are not really going to use, but this is a very wide color space that we're going to be using. So you're going to come to your timeline color space and you're going to click DaVinci Wide Gamut Intermediate. So that's DaVinci WG Intermediate, and the output color space will be Rec 709 2.4. If you do this, you're going to ensure that everything looks good at all times. The thing about color grading is that some people make a mistake of trying to do things just by your eyes, and that is actually technically very wrong. You need to use some form of consistent metric to gauge your footage so that you ensure that no matter what screen you're watching it on, it looks reasonably good at all times. So now we're going to apply our scopes. So as you can see here, I've applied 2 different scopes. Actually, it might probably look like this, so you're going to click on one here. So you click on these 2 because we're going to be using our vector scope and then we're going to be using our waveform. So under your vector scope, you probably come here and then you click colorize, you leave it as colorized. You make sure you click on show skin tone indicator, and then this is really optional, but I leave mine on 2x zoom. You close that, you come here, same thing here, and then you just make sure it's colorized, RGB. Some people use CB, but I like YRGB. And then I like keeping these lines here, these reference lines, which I'll talk about later on 20 and 190. Then lastly, you're going to come here and you click on display qualifier focus. This will allow so that when your cursor hovers on your image, it shows a focus on your graphs like this. Can you see how it's showing? So you know where your cursor is on your graph. What I'm about to explain to you is something a bit more advanced, but then it's good that you actually start the habit right now. So remember at the beginning, I said that we have about 10 different cameras across 17 different clips. Now, there's something called grouping your clips in DaVinci Resolve. So the best way to do that is this. Step 1, we're going to highlight all our clips here. Just highlight all of them. And then we're going to move to use remote grades. The reason why you're using remote grades is so that if you have 2 clips, let's say you cut the clips and you have 2 of them on the same timeline, whatever you do on one clip affects the other clip as long as they are like the same clip. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you're going to use remote grade. And if you notice, if I click on some other clips, nothing is happening. But when I click on these 2, you can see how they have this red icon on them telling you that they are basically clips from the same clip. Yes. So now that you're done with that, you can move further to the next step, which is actually grouping the clips. For instance, if I hold this clip here, you can see that this is our node here, which I will get into soon. Our node here, you have your timeline and then your clip level nodes. But now I'm going to show you something that's going to provide more nodes to work with. If I click here and I come down to groups, you see it's deactivated. If I say add into a new group and I call this slog2 because that's what I shot this in. I shot it in slog2. So slog2. Now you see it creates 2 more. One here called group pre-clip. You have the clip and then a group post-clip and then your timeline. The thing about what happens here is that whatever you do on the timeline affects all your clips no matter what. So, but when you do things on the pre-clip, the clip and the post-clip, it only affects those clips under that group. And that's the important thing, so that you ensure that whatever you're doing here affects the rest and you don't have to keep on repeating processes. This clip now, I've added it to the slog2 group. This clip following it, this exact same clip, is also an slog2 footage. So I can come here and say, okay, group slog2 assigned to group. Now these 2 groups, you can see that they have the same linking on them, telling you that they are linked in a group of some sort. If I move to the next clip, this is a Samsung footage in HDR10+. I right click on it and I'm going to say, okay, add it to a new group. And I'm going to call this HDR10+, a new group. So you can see as I'm clicking here, different settings apply. So let me just run through this. This clip is Rec 709, so I'm going to create a Rec 709. This is sRGB. This is iPhone. This is an iPhone footage in HLG. And then you're basically going to do this for all your clips. Just go put them in the right color space. But usually you don't have this many clips on your timeline. So that's the thing. This is S-Log3 iPhone group iPhone HLG. This is Blackmagic RAW. So are these two clips here. Groups Blackmagic RAW. And also here, this is Rec 709 assigned to group alongside this one and this one assigned to group. Rec 7 assigned to group, and then we're going to go to assign this to. Now all our clips are grouped, and you can see as I move through it, some of them are highlighting multiple selections.
So now you know the 3 essential secrets to color grading. But there's one more thing that could be ruining your footages. The secret to achieving consistent high quality color isn't just about what you do, but it's also about how you set up your color spaces. These color transformation secrets are crucial to learn if you want your footages to look its best. Click this next video where I talk about the exact steps you need to take for seamless color grading.